see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom. Boom.
It's 7 a.m.
It's 7
We would like
a.m.
to thank the
Time
following
for the
sponsors
opening
for
drive.
making this broadcast
show in New
possible.
Mexico.
For 5 years.
What's going on,
running.
little Nathan?
It's the
The choreography.
OT in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, you got a schedule. Now you know what your fall looks like. You got everything from the Horror Bowl to the Jets in prime time every week to figuring out your subscriptions, your passwords, and how you're going to watch all that mess. NFL owned the day, even though there were 2 NBA games and a Stanley Cup playoff. We'll go through it because I know you love it. You got your Monday night schedule and your Sunday night schedule and your Christmas schedule and your Thanksgiving schedule, your Amazon Prime schedule, and your Netflix schedule. Of course, there's a Peacock schedule. There's an ESPN Plus game. And we're here for you. And you know what we cost? Nothing. Free is cheap. You get what you pay for, I imagine. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Good morning. How you living?
Oh, what it do?
You all right?
All right.
What'd you watch? The schedule release, or do you watch the hoops and the hockey, or what'd you have going? Do you have
A little
all
bit of
four?
everything.
Yeah. Flip.
Yeah.
Yep. No WNBA for you last night?
Not a lot mixed in.
I didn't even know that was on.
Hey, it's part of the process.
I guess.
Giving them a little bit of acknowledgement.
2.1 million watch Caitlin Clark's.
Hey, that's
debut.
what's got to change too.
What?
Is yes, the WNBA has to put their product out there, but it also has to be something at least 30 seconds. Talking heads throw out there every once in a while.
Did we talk about the WNBA?
Mm-hmm.
Can we make it a rule that? Well, I don't even know if we want to make it a rule because I'm not big on rules. That if we talk WNBA, does it have to be just Caitlin Clark, or does it?
No, because that's what is going to help the league get at least some more attention.
So it's
Caitlin
gotta
Clark
be
brings
Caitlin
you
Clark.
in. Well, Caitlin Clark brings you in.
Yeah.
And then you learn like, oh, there's people dropping triple doubles.
Oh, there's other players.
There's Hall of Fame level players still playing in this game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a dynasty that everyone's chasing.
Yeah. All right. So there we go. That was your 30 seconds.
Boom.
505-246-0610. A ton to do, and we'll go through it with you. The Lions get a lot of time. You get a lot of Aaron Rodgers, assuming that he's healthy. You're going to get great match. I mean, look, it's got to be fun. Like, that'd be a job. I don't know if you saw any on the NFL Network. The dude who makes the schedule, the VP of Broadcast Relations, I think was the dude's title, was out there. And he's like, who's this dude? And I told her, he's like, how do you get that job? I'm like, I don't know. How do you get a bowl director job? Like, you just stumble into it, right? You just find yourself in the right place, the right time, knowing the right people, I imagine. I mean, how do you get that job? I'm sure it's not an easy job. Maybe he can go to Cancun now. But he said, I think I know what we hit, and I think I know what I'm worried about. And so we'll go through it. But what's your favorite part? Do you want to go through the Cowboys schedule? You want to go through the Bears schedule, the Panthers, the Seahawks, whatever it is you want? We'll go through it for you. And how excited are you about just sitting around and watching the schedule release? Did you watch the schedule release, or like? I'm not gonna lie. I flipped it on at the beginning. I looked at the two stations that were doing it. And I can't. I just can't sit here and week 1, and I saw Joe Buck. All right, here's all. Okay, I gotta watch it. I'll look at the list later. I couldn't honestly.
Yeah, you're the 1% that does.
Okay, I'm good with that. I'm okay being.
It's one of those kind of things. It's the when you're done with it, everyone else isn't. Like, that's what the world consumes.
No, I understand that. No, I'm well aware of it.
But me, I'm with you. I did not sit down and watch every second of it live, I watched the clips of it, and I saw the Joe Buck talking, Kevin Burkhardt
Yeah, I saw
on
those
some
too.
of their marquee games.
Yeah.
Like I watched the live sports first, but followed, I guess, the news on these social media.
Yeah, I show me the list, and you want to show me the analysis. I just and here's what we got. All right, week 3. Oh, we got a big.
Better embrace it, man.
Yeah,
It's your life.
No, it's not. I can read the list later and
So that's
go through
the
it.
list is life.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But 2 hours of that, and God bless him for doing it. Like again, I mean, cards are on the table. ESPN's my other employer, and I love that they were able to kill it on 2 hours worth of TV last night, as was the NFL Network. I couldn't sit there and just watch. All right, and then week 7, the middle of October, and you're gonna get the Lions are back. It's not my thing. But I know it's a lot of people's thing. And I'm not bashing you. I'm just telling you, I couldn't sit there and do that. I'd rather iron my clothes for a while. Go find some dinner. I paid my bills and hung out with my kid. And put on the hoops. That's what I mean. But like I don't know. So that excites you. All right, coming up next, week 8. And Aaron Rodgers will
Absolutely,
go.
that's what we do every day. When we're talking about quarterbacks.
Yeah, but we do it about kind of.
And then now you can do it looking at the schedule in terms of when a team is playing, who they're playing, the travel to London, the fact that Kansas City plays on every day of the week except Tuesday.
Yeah.
What is that going to do to them
Which is crazy.
this year?
Yeah, they'll open up on Friday. All right, we're here for it. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Emails this morning. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. You can find us on the X, or at least JJ, at _JJ Buck. On the Facebook, the OD and the AM, you can watch the show there. Adrian is producing on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26, and on our Facebook page and the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. We got live sports today. The PGA Championship is currently underway. I got you, man. I already got it, man. 6:49 this morning, Carl. Keep those Tiger Wood updates coming today, Jeffy. Thank you. Got it. 6:48 this morning. Tell us. On the tee from the USA, Tiger Woods. Yep, got it all. Your leader. And we're just getting underway. It was a 10-minute fog delay, JJ. 10-minute fog delay. Got 7 dudes at 1 under par early, including some names. Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, Victor Hovland, Luke Donald, amongst others. As for your guy, Tiger Woods, y'all, he is 1 over par. He started on the back 9. He made bogey on number 11. He is through 3, playing his 4th, and he is 1 over par at the PGA Championship in Valhalla, which is in Louisville. How about the run Louisville had? They get the Churchill Downs Kentucky Derby 2 weeks ago. They get the PGA Championship. I mean, that's a hell of a month for the town of Louisville for sports. If you're into that thing. As far as your guy Michael Block, by the way, remember your guy Michael Block, the club pro from Orange County who made a splash last year. He's played 6 holes. He's 5 over, dude. He took an 8 on number 4. Opened up with a bogey. Took a quad on number 4. He is in dead last right now at 6 over par.
Don't blame him.
Don't blame him for what?
Probably living his best life over the last year.
Yeah,
and
right.
he's like, oh, I got to play some golf.
Oh, I better go get the range and pick up a stinking golf club. He said all of the students he teaches, he's a club pro, he teaches. He says he had to give them all to his assistants and all the other pros. He has no time anymore because of all the appearances he's been doing and the tournaments which he's been invited to play. He said that used to be I have an open door policy. My door, and well, now when I'm in my office, I have to close my door because everybody wants to come in and just talk about living the life, bro.
Should have never made that hole in one.
Yeah, no, but he did chase that
So
down. I don't
does he
regret
lose? I guess does his price come back down to earth if you?
As
the
far
cut
as a
now?
teaching pro, yeah, it went from $100 an hour to $500 an hour. Yeah, as far as a teaching pro. All right, so we got all that, and again, I'll get you updates as we go through it. But it's good to have live sports going on. A ton to get into in the JT Toppin stuff. He did speak at the combine a little bit about why he left the University of New Mexico. We're going to get into that. Obviously, the hoops last night. So we got a smorgasbord. It almost feels like a fall day today with all the stuff we got. So I'm really looking forward to getting into everything that we've got for you today. The notes, the list is really, really long, and let's hit it, everything. What do you like better? So the Sunday night schedule is better than the Monday night schedule, and it usually is. And I guess they get first pick, and I don't know how it goes as far as these drafts. As far as does the network say I want this game and this game and this game, as opposed to we're going to assign. But like you go week 1, Jets and Niners or Rams and Lions. What's better? I mean, the Sunday night game is better, right?
The Sunday night game is a better football game. Jets and Niners has the
Aaron Rodgers
buzz.
With the Aaron Rodgers story. Falcons, Eagles on Monday, Bears and Texans on Sunday.
Bears and Texans.
Because of the 2 young quarterbacks?
Yeah. Caleb Williams making his primetime debut, number 1 overall pick, following the season of C.J. Stroud, which changed expectations, which is, if you're the number 1 overall pick, you can go out there and take a team to the playoffs.
I think people are interested in seeing what Kirk Cousins does and how the Eagles are they back. I think they're both pretty good. Monday night, week 3, Jaguars, Bills, Commanders, Bengals, and then Chiefs and Falcons. I'm not gonna do this for every week. I just went through the list. They're all pretty good. And what stands out. All right, when we come back, let's hit the NBA last night. You got one team moving on and one team making a statement on the road. And, boy, what a statement the Mavericks made going into Oklahoma. We're there for you at 505-246-0610. And what do the Cavs do next? Their coach got them to the second round of the finals. Is he going to get fired? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 6, or the second round of the playoffs, not the second round of the finals. Is he going to be around? 505-246-0610 on the opening drive.
John brings his skewed.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the minutes. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on? Who are you guys?
Well, sir, I'm going to pick you up at the DWI checkpoint for drunk driving.
And that's when I have to come down to get you out of jail.
Well, temporarily. I'm Judge Torres. They call him the Hammer. Hey, hot off the presses, champ.
I'm real proud of you, honey.
Way to make them happy back home, Captain. Who's that? That's your new buddy in jail.
I'm going out, Grandma.
When are you coming home?
I'll be home late. Don't wait up, okay?
Be careful, mijito.
Love you, Grandma.
Mijito. He's a good man. Sometimes he just makes bad decisions. I tell him, mijito, cuidado. Be careful. You might hurt someone. He doesn't listen.
Until I tell you to stop, okay?
Hello. It's me.
Hi, mijo. Where are you?
Miguel was drinking and driving. I need you to come and get me, okay? Please, Grandma? Can you just come and get me? Grandma?
Leave him in jail.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Sports Animal.
PGA Championship underway. Early first round at Valhalla in Louisville. Doug Gim and Xander Schauffele tied for the lead at -2. You got about 11 dudes. Let's see, 2, 13, 10 guys at -1, including Jordan Spieth and Rory McIlroy and Martin Keimer and Luke Donald and Victor Hovland. Keep you up to date as we go here in the opening drive. I love having a little something to follow here. You know, when we do the morning, remember back in the day, you and I, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Remember we, I know you do, when we did the afternoon show back in the closet, back when you were a child.
Yes, I do.
And we would have sports on all the time, right? You know, we'd start the show. I think it was 4 to 6 in the afternoon over on that other station, and we would always have games on there. There'd always be something to follow. It's kind of a treat now when we do this 7 to 10 a.m. show to have something to follow in the morning. It's kind of fun. That's why I like these early majors. All right, we had something to follow last night in the National Basketball Association, Cleveland and Boston. So the Celtics win last night, 113-98. They were shorthanded. Donovan Mitchell was out. Jason Tatum went for 25 and 10. Al Horford went for 22 and 15. The Celtics were better. Even at full strength, I think the Cavaliers were going to have a question. Could they go? So the season's over, and I look at Cleveland. It was the best run that they've had since LeBron James was there. They had Donovan Mitchell. They got a decision to make. Do they want to max him? Do they want to max him, sign him, trade him? What are they going to do with Donovan Mitchell? And then their coach, J.B. Bickerstaff, feels like, JJ, he's done an unbelievable job from where I sit. Now, I'm not going to pretend I sit around and I've watched Cleveland Cavalier basketball every day and followed them. But he said, quote, and I think he's right, we have continued to build this thing the right way. Every single year we've improved, continue to get better, play in, playoffs, win around. Players have gotten better, guys have had great years. This is definitely a place I want to be, end quote. why would they? Adrian Wojnarowski is citing reports coming out of Cleveland that the Cavs are going to take their time in evaluating J.B. Bickerstaff's future. They're fond of him. He's been the head coach for 4+ seasons. He led this franchise back-to-back playoff bursts. They won a series. They hadn't done that since 2018. What don't I understand about the uncertainty to bring him back?
I think it's just what the league has become in the offseason. You touched on it. If you're a coach for 3 or 4 years, like Bickerstaff, this is an eternity. And it's not great, but just the way it is, people don't like to make commitments right after the season, even if you have a good coach in place, because they just leave everything open. And what is a star going to do? What if LeBron comes back? Does he like J.B. Bickerstaff? So you're unable to make these commitments just because it's kind of the way that the offseason goes for so many of these teams. And it's just a side effect of what we've seen about how quickly so many franchises have pulled the trigger on coaches.
Yeah. I'm going to interject this is throughout the day, if that's okay with you. I know it kind of fragments the show. Tiger just rolled in a birdie on his 4th hole, so he's back to even par. What would you call? Have you seen him yet? Is he wearing like a? What would you call it? Is it peach? Do you like his new brand of clothes? What's it called?
Sunday Red.
Sunday Red, right? Somebody just told me that I just ordered my first Sunday Red, whatever. We were all stoked. Gray pants, kind of a peach shirt and white hat. Yeah, you getting any of that back there?
Yep.
All right. I agree with you that it's been a while, and I keep going back to the Michael Malone thing, what Denver did. If Michael Malone would have been fired after what a lot of people called subpar years, or they didn't make the playoffs, and sometimes you just don't have the roster. And if you're going to blame J.B. Bickerstaff for losing to the Celtics in 5 without Donovan Mitchell, that wasn't their only injury, right? They were beat up a little bit.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, and
Jared Allen
Harris
was out the whole
LeVert
time.
did not play last night.
All right. I mean, how are you supposed to win? I look at some of these situations. I'm like, what more do you think you're going to get in Cleveland? Now, if they're going to blow this whole thing up, JJ, if they decide, I think a bigger issue is what do they do with Donovan Mitchell? Evidently, the Lakers have a package that they're ready to send out. There's a number of teams that are out there that have trade packages that are ready to go for Donovan Mitchell, and I think you've got some evaluation. Do you want? Is he your guy? Is he your superstar? Do you want to max him? Do you want to keep him? Does he want to be there? But if you say, all right, let's keep Donovan Mitchell, let's keep Jared Allen, let's keep this thing together, tell me why he's not the guy to lead this.
Well, that's all. It's up to Donovan Mitchell.
Of course it is.
So it's not, do we keep him? Yeah, they're going to.
But Donovan Mitchell wants the most money.
They're going to offer him a max contract extension,
and they can pay him more than anybody else can, right? But he can say, "Yeah, I want to be traded."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He has 1 year left on his deal, so that's why there's so much focus on it. Because if he doesn't want to be there, then this is when you can recoup assets that you lost in trading for Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. Do you? I mean, from where you sit, and I know you don't watch him every single day and follow him as closely either. J.B. Bickerstaff feels like a pretty good coach, doesn't he?
Yeah, this is a team that shouldn't be having a coaching search this offseason.
I just don't get the whole urgency, the itchy trigger thing. I don't. Meanwhile, Luka went nuts last night. And when he is on that kind of a role, that's the guy that you point at and say, man, that's the guy I want to build around. And he did everything last night. Luka Doncic led a 104-92 victory for the Mavericks in Oklahoma City. That series is now 3-2, and it's headed back to Texas. 31 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. On 12 for 22 shooting, he played 41 minutes last night. And every time I thought Oklahoma City was going to get back in it, they didn't. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 30 and 6 rebounds, 8 assists for Oklahoma City, but nobody else really did anything. Chet Holmgren was 5 of 11. They turned the ball over a bit last night. Dort had 12, so they weren't getting it from anywhere else. That, to me, last night was the star was for Dallas was good, but the rest of the team was better. You know who was terrific last night? Derek Jones. And I guess I didn't realize how bouncy the former UNLV star is, But I mean, he jumps out of the
Derek Jones in a dunk contest.
I guess not. No, I'm not gonna pretend. I can't say yes. Was he in the dunk contest?
Yeah.
Was he good?
It's pretty good.
All right. Did he win?
Don't think he won it.
All right. No, I mean,
showed his athleticism.
I probably did and don't remember it. Like, I honestly, I'm kind of that guy a little bit where I don't watch as intently as you do, and I learn a lot during the playoffs, like a lot of people do.
He's been fascinating because Derek Jones has just been his entire career. It's like, oh, there's a really good athlete off the bench, and he's found his way into the starting lineup, the Dallas Mavericks.
Is that series over? Going back to Texas? Does it feel like it to you?
I think we're seeing a little bit of the learning process for OKC. Just the inconsistencies outside of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Because when you look at it, the Mavericks, yet they have Luka and Kyrie, but straight up, their rotation's not more talented.
I agree with that.
And so you're wondering, what's kind of off? How is this Oklahoma City team only scoring 92 points in a game?
So there's a little dog to Dallas, I think. And Lively brings it off the bench. There's a little bit of that nasty to it, which I don't know that I think Oklahoma City has. And I think you have to win in the playoffs.
I can see that because, Lively, even as a rookie,
yeah,
he's bringing that off the bench, playing really hard. And when you look at P.J. Washington, Daniel Gafford, Derek Jones Jr., not household names, but guys that have been in the NBA for a minute. And is that actually something that's playing itself out in this series? Because that was the ultimate test, is, you have the talent, but the process so many times is, all right, you go through it, you learn, and then you're able to come back and make your extended run. So we'll see if the Thunder can respond after just... And there's areas where I know they're going to get better. And, dude, I keep looking back is Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. There's no way this dude should only getting 4 rebounds in an NBA game.
That's right.
Playing 39 minutes.
That's right. No, I agree with that. All right, when we come back, is it over in the West tonight? Denver at Minnesota tonight. 3-2. Nuggets have won 3 in a row. They put this thing to bed tonight. And we'll get into the NFL schedule. Your team, your weeks. What's your favorite week? What are you doing in, the first weekend in November? I know. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Hour.
Brought to you by this.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
For Colorado, losing one of their best scorers, Val Nichushkin, was essentially suspended because he was placed in a player's assistant program. So he's got to wait 6 months to be able to even apply for reinstatement, come back to the league. So that was a huge hit for them. And I think that you saw a team that dug deep, played with some desperation. Cal McCarr, who is one of the best players in the league, the defenseman, had a fantastic night. You got one from McKinnon, but I think that was their last stand.
So game 6 will be back in Colorado. It'll be tomorrow night, I believe. That series 3-2. The Avalanche were winners last night. That game was in Dallas, and a big win for Colorado. All right, in Minnesota tonight, it'll be the Nuggets trying to close out the Minnesota Timberwolves. Crazy series. Game 1 and 2 were in Colorado. The Wolves won, one of them certainly dominantly, and both of them convincingly. They go back up to Minneapolis, and the Nuggets win 2 in a row convincingly, come back home, and take the 3-2 lead. Is this thing over? It's funny, when everybody starts telling me it's over, and I'm really leery, you and most people, and I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't think the Nuggets were going to come back and win the series when they were down 2-0 getting pantsed. But now everybody's telling me it's over. It's over. It's over. And when everybody's telling me it's over like that, I get a little queasy, and I don't know that I think it is.
I can't say that either. I think you're looking at a 50-point game from Anthony Edwards tonight.
50?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was not good last game. And he has superstar ability, superstar qualities. So when you have a down game, you bounce back in a big way. And I think Anthony Edwards is going to lead the charge for Minnesota, and that's going to give him a chance to make this a winner-take-all series in 7 games.
All right. It'll be a relatively early start tonight, by the way. 6:30 hour. Because it's a standalone tonight in the NBA. Because the Pacers and Knicks get the extra day off because, well, it's a standalone in the NBA, but I believe Caitlin Clark and the Fever are playing tonight in the arena there in Indianapolis. So you get the WNBA, and if she's playing, it will be on TV, so you can watch that as well. All right, this is kind of big stuff. It's certainly around here. JT Toppin, another good scrimmage yesterday at the NBA's pre-draft combine in Chicago. He also, for the first time, spoke about leaving UNM, and at least publicly. So in his first day, he had a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds, and he was the only one to have a double-double, correct, in the 2 days at the combine. Yesterday, 10.7 rebounds, 2 steals, and he had, JJ, 2 for 2 from three-point range, which is something you talked about yesterday. So there's over 42 players in this thing. It's an invitation-only thing. But he was the only player over the 2 days of scrimmage to have a double-double. And over the 2 games, his averages were 10.5 points, 8.5 rebounds. He shot 53%, and he was 3 of 4 from three-point land. And he's trying to prove that he's ready for the NBA draft. Thoughts as you go in? Do you think differently on him in regards to his immediate, not future, but his immediate NBA prospects, anything differently than you did 2 days ago?
Yes.
I think I do too.
This is what the process is about.
Yeah.
You have to project forward, but you want to see some things to project. And I believe JT Toppin showed everyone, hey, the rebounding, the hustle, the defense, that's what you're going to get from me. That's the base. And then I'll start to show you my expanded game. It's being able to hit a three-point shot because at 6'7", he's going to have to live on the perimeter. And he's going to have to show that he can defend guys that are faster than him, guys that can handle the basketball better than he can. So what is he going to do to help stay on the floor? And that's where it starts for me is, could JT Toppin be on a bench somewhere in an NBA? Absolutely. But if I'm a front office evaluator, I'm saying, all right, what is going to get this guy on the floor? What can be the positives when he's on my team? So, defense, effort, if he can show he can live on the perimeter some, because he's not going to be a focal point there, that helps you get on the floor and get on a roster.
Yeah, all those things are right. And it feels like that's what he's doing. I'm interested to see what happens. Does he stay in the draft? And he's going to start getting the advice now. Him and his agent, Ramon Sessions, will start to get the feedback coming out of this. And I got to believe, I don't think he's going to project as a first-round pick, but if they say, look, man, you're early to mid-second round, I think he goes to the NBA, don't you?
I do.
Or at least goes into the draft and then is a G League, or where does he go next year? Now, when you project, there are no guarantees. Right? When you project in the first round,
there's no guarantees outside of the first round.
Well, there's no guarantees that when you project in the first round that you're going to get picked there.
But you also, those aren't guaranteed contracts.
That's correct. That's correct. So remember when J.R. Giddens was like the last pick of the first round? He got that guaranteed, I think it was a 3-year deal or whatever it was, back in the day with the Celtics. So it's a big, big time for him. He did hit the press conference afterwards. And I haven't seen anything publicly that JT has said. I know Jeff Grammer and the Journal have been really pursuant of him and his agent, and they have not been able to speak with JT. But he was asked about why he left UNM, right? People say he went to UNM because he was under-recruited. So that's how he ended up at UNM, and now he's freshman of the year. And the reason he said he left UNM is, quote, I wanted to play on a bigger stage. It was nothing bad against the program. I just wanted to play on a bigger stage, end quote. I mean, I don't know how that makes a Lobo fan feel, because I know as a fan base, you feel this is a pretty big stage. And it is a pretty big stage. And it is an amazing arena. In fact, he talked about the pit. He called it amazing. He said that he never saw a game all season where it was not packed. That was his words. He talked about his ascension to where he is now. He says, yeah, it's crazy. I didn't really think it was going to be this fast, but I put in the work and I prayed on it. It's amazing. Quote. How does that make...
Dude, that stings.
Right?
You're like, wait a second, you're playing a big enough stage, and you were freshman of the year at the NBA draft combine, and it wasn't a big enough stage?
Your every single league game except for one, so 17 out of 18 were on national TV, on CBS Sports Center, Fox.
Didn't prevent you from anything. To say you wanted to play on a bigger stage while at the same time saying, well, it was amazing and it was always packed. Doesn't. But you're saying is you just it wasn't the SEC or Big 12. So
100% what he's saying.
Ain't that big.
It's not a power conference, and so the stage wasn't big enough, is what he said. And JJ, as much as it stings, is he wrong?
I think if you want to just get into a rating standpoint, no, but the dude is at the NBA draft combine.
He is.
What bigger stage do you need?
Well, than that.
Like, he got that
from playing here.
Now, I get it would be different, say, if he was the freshman of the year of the SEC. But I think even JT Toppin last year still wouldn't have. He could have had a good year, but I don't think he was going to be the freshman of the SEC.
Who knows? I mean, if he plays for Chris Jans at Mississippi State and he balls like he did, I don't even know who the freshman of the year in the SEC was.
So maybe that's on his mind. He said, well, if I would have done, that's what he's thinking. He said, if I did this in the Big 12 or the SEC, I'd be a first-round pick right now.
I mean, are we arguing that the SEC or the Big 12 or the Big 10 or even the Pac-12 this year? And I understand. I think the Mountain West was better than the Pac-12 this year.
That has nothing to do with an individual player's.
Are they bigger stages?
Draft.
Are those bigger stages?
Yes.
That's all. That's what he's saying. Right?
You can be on the SEC network or CBS Sports Network.
Or you could be on CBS and ESPN. Look, are ESPN's ratings better than CBS Sports Network?
Not every Mississippi State game was on ESPN.
No, that's right. And I think there's that. I don't know the answer to this. I know the attitude towards this. I don't know the answer to this. Is having 12 of your 18 games on ESPN2 better exposure than having 17 of your 18 on CBS Sportsnet and FS1?
Yes, because people
playing late at night.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you watch. Like, you can listen to an NFL game right here on the Sports Animal, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'd listen to that on ESPN." Like, yeah, we're not affiliated with that. So
no, right, and that's where people think. And I think that's the bigger stage. Look, I don't think it's arguable, right? There's a reason they're called power conferences. The Mountain West got 6 teams into the NCAA tournament. I believe more than the ACC. I know more than the Pac-12. I believe as many as the SEC, right? More than the Big East, which is a power conference. All those are. Now, if you played at Texas, which is where the rumors are that he's going, if he doesn't go to the NBA, is that a bigger stage?
Yeah.
That's all. Right? You got the worldwide leader hyping you, and then Fran Fraschilla is screaming about your games every night. And he does a great job. That's what he's saying. Yeah, it stinks, dude. Absolutely.
So it's ESPN or bust.
It in his eyes, yeah. Don't you think? Is that kind of what he's telling you?
I think that's what you're saying too.
Well, I'm interpreting what he said. I'm trying to make sense because I think you're not wrong. When you were here and 17 of your 18 league games were on national TV and a bunch of your other ones were. Now, will you play a better non-conference schedule? Will you be more MTEs? Are you in more TV in November, December? Yeah, probably at any of those schools you are. From what the Lobo schedule was last year.
I guess when he's saying he wants a bigger stage, does he think that people just didn't notice him? Like, that's what I'm missing. Like, the arena.
Yeah, that's a fair question. Like, that's a fair question.
Like, you were a conference player of the year, freshman of the year, and you're at the NBA draft combine.
Yeah.
Like, unless he just thinks, well, if I was in the SEC, I'd be guaranteed, or Big 12 guaranteed first round pick right now.
Maybe he does think that. Maybe that's what people are telling him. If you were at Texas, dude, and you put up those numbers at Texas or at Baylor, you're probably the 28th pick of the draft right now and playing up to get in the teens, man. Don't you think there's someone in there telling him that?
100%.
Plus, and let's not deny the obvious. The NIL money at the bigger stage, quote, end quote. The NIL money, if he goes back to college, is going to be more and probably significantly more at Texas, Baylor, A&M, wherever he ends up going. than it can be at New Mexico, right? Is that a bigger stage? Does that make the stage bigger?
Doesn't make the stage bigger.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to define stage, right? Because there's not that many better stages in college basketball than the pit when it's like it's been the last year. I want to continue this. I know I got to hit this break. 505-246-0610. First time JT Toppin has spoken about why he left UNM. Is it sting, or is it reality, or you're like, yeah, no, I get it. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, refractive lens exchange. the latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, paint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Jordan Spieth, Victor Hovland, Xander Schauffele, top of the league at the PGA Championship. How cool does that golf course look, by the way? In Valhalla, with all the water features and the little island greens and everything else going on there. I mean, I'm not sure I'm ready to play it. Don't get me wrong. But don't you think it looks pretty cool?
It has to. It's a major.
I guess. Tiger Woods, even after 5. Tied for 20. So you got, of how many dudes are on the golf course right now? You got 70 dudes on the golf course. And your guy, Michael Block, who's +5, isn't in last place anymore. There's another guy, Jeff Kellen, who's 6 over. Michael Block struggled. He took a snowman on his second hole. That's that club pro from Southern California that made all the waves last year. I want to finish up on the JT Toppin thing. And JT spoke yesterday at the Combine in Chicago and said, the reason I left, I loved it there. It was amazing at UNM. I want to play on a bigger stage. And I just wonder, when you hear that as Lobo fan, does it, I don't know. Does it make you, how does it make you feel? Text line says bigger stage equals bigger dollars. I think there's a big part of that. Yeah. This says, in my opinion, I think a lot of JT's comments are being fed to him by his agent, and he's just repeating those, quote, talking points, end quote. I do agree this isn't the biggest stage, but it's not exactly small either. That's from Lewis. Now, Lewis, I appreciate that, and I think there's something to that. This is a great stage. To play in the pit is a great stage. You can go to plenty of SEC or Big 12 schools that aren't nearly the atmosphere that the pit is. Now, is that make the pit a bigger stage? Bigger being the word. And the answer is probably no, JJ. And again, is it all about ESPN, ABC? No, it isn't all about that. I believe it's still partially about that. What do you think? I mean, you tell me, man. I'm not in my teens or 20s anymore. But is ESPN still the go-to de facto spot for people to go get their sports?
Yeah.
And
but it's also one, don't kid yourselves, just because you're on ESPN, like the college basketball ratings aren't through the roof.
I agree.
So
you're right. You're right.
To me, I kind of agree with what's being said is, and by the way, as an advisor, you should be doing that, of laying out a plan for how JT Toppin will handle these questions and what he's going to answer. So that's 100% your job. Because I don't think what JT has done, while it stings, he hasn't said anything disparaging.
That's correct.
Hasn't thrown anyone under the bus. It's easy to take a step back, like, yeah, of course, Big 12, SEC basketball, whatever it may be, is a bigger stage, potential more NIL money. But when you look at it, if you can play, you will get drafted.
100%.
Like, because you look at the big board, and yeah, you see a lot of power names because those are the most talented players. But then there's also, guess what? Players ranked at the bottom of the 100 that are from those schools too. And so to me, look at JT Toppin, like he's finally snuck into the top 100 in the ESPN draft rankings. He's at 92. There's a player like Nick Clifford. I didn't play on a big stage at all, right? Then in the Mountain West, who's 79. And he's getting attention. And people know about him.
Yeah, that's right. I do think that's right. There's part of me that also thinks another interpretation of the big stage, JJ, is the rest of it. You know, whether I play at Texas or at the Pit, okay, the Pit's really cool. But next, you know, I'm going on the road next week. I'm playing at Oklahoma State and Iowa State, and here I'm going to Wyoming
Arenas
and San Jose State.
NIL money, it is.
You know, and I think all of that plays into it. And I'm not here to bash on San Jose State or Wyoming or Air Force. But
if you playing at San Jose State's not an exciting environment.
No, that's my point. That's kind of my point. You know, there every night, yeah, my home games are great, but then I'm playing on the road. Now, Boise State, Reno, San Diego State, Colorado State have been great environments. UNLV's on its way back. But what if you play in the Big 12? What's your worst environment? I mean, you don't have one, do you? And maybe that's part of it. All right, I'll update you on the leaderboard. We're watching the PGA Championship as round 1 continues at Valhalla. Let's get through the NFL schedule. And Cowboy fan, what do you think? You're already in on that. You're waiting for this matchup and that matchup. And you better get your subscriptions and your passwords because and your wallet. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
For surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
when I drive you madmen home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet? Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Even if they're not that proud of us. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Sports! Live sports in the morning. PGA Championship. Yes, it's a sport. PGA Championship is ongoing. First round, Tiger Woods just bogeyed his 6th hole. Got in trouble on 15. +1. Your leaders at -3, Jordan Spieth, Victor Hovland, Xander Schauffele, and Doug Ghim. Schauffele's got about an 8-foot birdie putt coming up. Take the lead by himself. They're playing round 1 at Valhalla in Louisville, Kentucky. Keep you up to date as we go through it. But round 1's going on. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Glad you're here on a Thursday morning. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animal text line and phone line. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Spent some time talking about JT Toppin and his performance, the former Lobo, at the NBA's draft combine, and then the comments that he made yesterday on why he decided to leave UNM and basically said, I want to play on a bigger stage. And asking you, your reaction to that. What does that mean to you? A bigger stage? Does that sting? It is what it is. And, you decide what bigger stage means. But
I think you've handled this well. Like you've rationally thought it out and understanding, yes, there's bigger stages, but I think when you look at the year Lobo basketball had, what JT Toppin was able to accomplish as a true freshman, which was fantastic. That just as a fan, that stinks.
Yeah, it stinks. And sometimes reality stinks. And I think, again, I'll tell you, a bigger stage to me, the way I'm interpreting what he said, first of all, bigger stage is bigger money, right? There's more NIL money where he thinks he can go. Whether it's Texas, and he can. Texas, Baylor, wherever it's going to be, or the NBA. Bigger stage probably means bigger league, power conference, as opposed to what I call high major, others call mid major. Bigger stage might mean different TV deals. But that's where you are. And then you just go on and there's only so much you can do about it. And he had nothing bad to say about it. So.
And this is still a story to embrace for UNM, that coaching staff going, you come here and big things can happen. This can be a part of your journey. Like, you're not going to be forgotten about. You're not going to be missed by the people that matter in basketball by playing in the Mountain West Conference.
Best thing that could happen to UNM's basketball program right now for JT is JT gets drafted. And you say, he came here, he's freshman of the year, and, you feel you were under-recruited. He felt he was under-recruited, and he spent here 1 year here, and he got to leave. And you can do it too. All right, NFL schedule came out yesterday. Look, there's all kinds of things on here to look at and get excited about or don't get excited about. 9 playoff rematches, including a Super Bowl rematch. You've got the Lions on 6 standalone games. The Jets, 6 primetime games. Nothing will tell you more that we think you're the worst team of the league as the league saying, hey, you're the only team that doesn't have a primetime game. That's the Carolina Panthers. I mean, you want to talk about a bigger stage.
They do get a Germany game.
Oh, good for them. That means like early in the morning.
Yes.
So you play at 7:30 Mountain
Giants,
Time,
Panthers,
6:30 on
Germany.
the West Coast. So you do get to go. We'll send you to Germany so you can play early in the morning. But nothing says more that we think you're the worst team in the league, that you're the only one that does not get a primetime game, right? Subscribe. So access. Here you get NBC, CBS, Fox, and ABC. Okay. You get ESPN and the NFL Network. You get some games there. You get the Sunday Ticket, which is on YouTube TV, right? Then there's a game on ESPN Plus. That is subscription. There's games on Peacock, Amazon Prime, and Netflix. Welcome to 2024. Dude, that's a lot. And whatever game was on, was it a Thursday night game? Was it a Thanksgiving? What was on Peacock last year? There was a game on Peacock, right?
That a playoff?
It was a playoff game, wasn't it?
Was that Kansas City, Miami?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's the one that is a little off the beaten path. Because here's the thing. Well, dudes out there that come home and you're like, how many darn Amazon packages are we getting?
Yes.
Just ask your wife, hey, are we Amazon Prime member? Yeah, then you can watch it.
Then you can watch it. No, that's right. And I think a lot of people, are you Amazon? I am.
Yeah.
I don't use it nearly enough, but I honestly, when there's Thursday games on, I can put it on my phone or I can put it on my laptop. By the way, Xander Shoffley made the birdie. No, I got one. I do. Nice. But I'm usually moving on like Thursday nights.
Very busy,
especially in the fall. Thursday nights, the chance of me being home for the start and sitting on my ass and watching a 5:30 kickoff or whatever it is really rare. So it's like wherever I am. But I'm like the Amazon Prime one I can find. I don't have Apple TV. I know it's not on Apple TV yet, but I believe it will be.
Yet is a good thing to say.
Netflix. Most people have Netflix, I think. Peacock. Okay.
That's one of the ones. The only reason I would touch is to watch an NFL game, but even one NFL game is not enough to get me to pay that monthly.
I think that's right. Somebody's got it, or you know what? Dude, I'll watch highlights. We're at the point now where, like, we all want to watch every game because we've got an interest in every game because you have a fantasy football player because you're in 3 leagues, and so you got at least 2 dudes playing in every game, right? Because how many leagues are you in? We're all in multiple leagues. We're either betting on the game or have fantasy players in the game, right? Every single game. So we all want to watch something. But I just wonder where you are in regards to the subscriptions. I got an email on that. Jeremy says, welcome to the dark side, JJ Buck. Jeff, for years, Lobo fans have complained about having to sign up for this package and that package just to watch games. Then there was always the oddball that wasn't even available on your provider. You need to get a different provider. Now the NFL is taking that to a dark new level. You not only need to find all the channels on TV, now you got to have like 15 different streaming packages. I was going to say folks are being nickel and dime, but those services don't cost nickels and dimes. No, you're right. What are they, like $8, $9, $10 a month, right? Plus everything else you're paying. Then you get a trial and you forget to cancel it. All right, Omar's in on the Cowboys. Ooh, I can't wait till week 5, Jeff. See, Omar's into week 5. Dallas Cowboys travel to Three River Stadium to play the Pittsburgh Squealers. Okay. All right, he's on to week 5. Look, there's so many good stories on here. The Hard Bowl, November 25th. That's the Monday of Thanksgiving weekend. Ravens and Chargers will play Monday Night Football in Los Angeles. John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh. They haven't met on the field since Super Bowl 47. I believe that to be 11 years ago. Coming up on 12. So that'll be good. And by the way, the teams should be good. The game should really mean something, right? We both think the Chargers and the Ravens are going to be good. And by late November, that game should mean something, right?
I'm a little hesitant on the Chargers.
Are you? Well, who are you? Like, who are you? Why?
I think they'll be competitive. I don't know if they'll be. I think they'll be a few steps behind playoff contention.
All right. It's interesting. Week 2. Steelers at Broncos. Will Russell Wilson be the Steelers quarterback against his former team? 2:25 afternoon Mountain Time kickoff in Denver on CBS. I mean, that's good, right? That's like, sign me up, dude. Tiger, can it hold on the green? It's going to roll off. Watch this thing roll all the way down the hill. He hit it right next to the pin. This thing's gone. I hope it stayed. Are you in? I mean, Steelers-Broncos, week 2.
Week 2. Russell Wilson, Mike Tomlin, Nick Sean.
What are the odds they throw Justin Fields out? I think they're pretty good, by the way. I think Justin Fields is going to beat Russell Wilson out for that quarterback. Now, maybe not opening weekend, which means probably not week 2. But by early October, I think Justin Fields is that quarterback. And I think there's a chance he beats him coming out of camp. I think at this point in their careers, I think Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson.
Justin Fields has more physical talent than Russell Wilson.
Now he's going to get coaches in a new situation.
But now he has to show that he can slow things down.
Okay.
Do what Russell Wilson did last year. Not turn the football over.
It's a good start.
Be a piece, not the dude that has to do everything. So that's why I think it's a good situation for Justin Fields, and the camp battle is going to be fascinating because both these guys are essentially on one-year deals.
That's right. Do they have enough weapons there to be successful? The running game with Najee Harris and Jalen Moore, and I think it's decent. I forgot that they have Cordero Patterson. Their number one receiver is still George Pickens, who I thought was insanely underutilized. Van Jefferson, Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin, Quez Watkins, Scotty Miller. I mean, these are your receivers. Freiermuth's a good tight end. Do they have the weapons there to be successful for a quarterback? Because I question that, to be honest.
It depends on what. I think they can get more out of the quarterback position than they did with Kenny Pickett.
Okay. I mean,
Pickens went over 1,000 yards last year. I think Roman Wilson can develop into a nice number 2, the rookie out of Michigan. But Freiermuth is solid tight end that you pepper him with targets. He's going to make some plays. Najee Harris, Jalen Warren in the backfield. This feels like this should be a league average offense.
Well, I almost think league average below average. But let's see, because a lot of it's going to be quarterback play. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. I want to hit the Cowboys schedule and the Broncos schedule. We come back, some highlights for you, what you liked, what you did. Did you watch this show? Did you sit around and like just watch it? And here we go. Coming up next, week 11. What are you going to do in early December? Okay. If you did, God bless you. I think that's great. How do you feel about it? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Hour.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
And everybody's looking at the schedule. My brother just sent me the Raiders schedule. They're in LA to play the Rams on the 20th. Like, are you coming into LA for your birthday week? Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. But I guess that's how people are planning. All right, what am I doing this weekend? What am I doing that weekend? Cowboys open up on the road in Cleveland. That'll be Tom Brady's first game as the lead analyst on Fox. They come home for the Saints. Great one with the Ravens in week 3. Then they'll go at Giants, at Steelers. Then they get in a stretch where they get the Lions and the Niners. Falcons and the Eagles. Texans, Giants. Everybody says, oh, this is the easy stretch, tough stretch. You know what's going to depend if it's a tough stretch or easy stretch is how good the Commanders and the Giants are. Honestly. Because if they're garbage, then you got a decent little run. I mean, I look at their schedule and I said, well, everything's navigational, whatever that means. But Mike, you want to talk about the schedule? Good morning, Mike. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living?
What's up, guys? I'm doing great, man. Just wanted to make a couple of comments. First off, about the Steelers. I totally think that Justin Fields is going to win that job. And, yeah, the supporting cast around him isn't, like, super, super great. But having that super athletic quarterback, I think that's going to make a big difference for the Steelers. And I think that it's going to be a massive upgrade from Kenny Pickett. But yes. I think that Fields just blows out Russell Wilson for that job. I mean, I totally agree with you guys. Secondly, the Cowboys game that I'm most excited about is mid-November when the Texans come to town. I think it's going to be a real show out, and we'll see who the big star of Texas is, because I think it's going to be C.J. Stroud. And then lastly, I'm not in on the Chargers, man. I think that they are a borderline playoff team. I definitely agree with JJ on this, but I think that they're going to underachieve again. They traded away their big weapons. I mean, Herbert lost Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen is a bust. So that's it. I'm out. You guys have a great day.
Great stuff. So I'm with you guys on the Chargers. I'm just surprised you're that way on the Chargers.
I don't think it's going to be because of anything Justin Herbert can't do.
Yeah. You think it's what's
I
around?
think it's what's fascinating is you have a quarterback that checks all the boxes, but you bring in a coach in Harbaugh, and maybe this will benefit Justin Herbert, which is why I don't think they're going to be a bad football team, but they're going to give him less to do. They're going to run the football a lot more. They brought in the Baltimore Ravens' old backfield in Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. He's going to have to make something out of nothing when it comes to his wide receivers. So I think it's a fascinating way for Justin Herbert to be viewed as, can the Chargers be somehow more successful this season with less of Justin Herbert? Because that's usually not what you're looking to do when you have a quarterback that has his talents.
Yeah, but I'm with you guys on the Chargers. That game, the Texans and Cowboys, will be in Dallas on Monday night in mid-November, the week before Thanksgiving. That can't be right. Are they going to play the weekend 18th and 24th? Okay, that's 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. That makes sense. I wouldn't think they'd play a Monday night and then Thursday. And then what he said about the Steelers, I'm totally in with him. I think my gut tells me that Justin Fields is going to win that job in camp with the Steelers. And I know Russell will, but they're not invested in either one of them monetarily to a point where they feel like they've got to pay either one of them. They're both relatively and one insanely inexpensive. And so there's no, well, I got to pay that guy play that guy because we paid him. Right? It's who's going to win. I just, to me, and we'll see. I've told you this for 2 years now. I just think I don't see much in Russ. And I know he was better last year and he was under control and he turned the ball over a lot less. But we'll see. I could be, I'm willing to be wrong on this. But my gut tells me it's going to be Justin Fields' team more than it's going to be Russell Wilson's team. A couple other things on the schedule as we go through it. Your ESPN Plus game, Week 7, Monday night. Chargers-Cardinals will be exclusively on ESPN Plus. Only one game this season, only on ESPN Plus. It'll be that game. Chargers-Cardinals. I told you the Cardinals are kind of my sneaky team in the NFC.
Which is interesting because you are not high on Kyler Murray.
I'm okay on Kyler Murray. Actually, I'm okay on Kyler Murray. I just think it's a big year for him. I'm not. How does he respond? How does he come back? They went out and got him a stud receiver. I think they drafted really well. And I loved the way they played last year. I know their record was what their record was, but we went into this thing. Look, there were 3 teams that we gave no chance. They were one of them. Houston was one of them. Houston made the playoffs, and the Cardinals were in a game every week.
And Kyler Murray only played 8 games last year.
I understand. That's why I've got a lot of faith in him. I think he's going to be an upgrade. I still like Kyler Murray. I'm not. When I say it's a prove it year for Kyler Murray, that doesn't mean I think he's going to bomb. I think for that franchise, they've got to make a decision which way they're going to go. And I know they paid him a lot of money, but dude, I've watched teams eat contracts all the time. If it's not, look at the Denver Broncos, right? If it's not working out, if the guy's not going to be our guy, get us to where we want to go, it's not like teams will not eat contracts. So I think Kyler Murray's good. I don't know that I think he's great. I think he's good, and I think he's going to be their franchise quarterback. But I think it's a big year, a big prove-it year for them. But yeah, they're interesting to me. You'll get Caleb Williams and the Bears week 1 against the Titans, and then week 2 Sunday Night Football, you're going to get to see him against C.J. Stroud in Houston. Do you like your Turkey Day? Lions and Bears, which could be really good if the Bears are worth something, because we all think the Lions are going to be good. That's CBS. So that's Caleb Williams, large national audience against Jared Goff. Dallas is always one of the most watched games. They'll host the Giants on Fox. And then the Packers and Dolphins on, is that on what, Prime? It's going to be on one of the services, right? Whether it's Amazon Prime. That'll probably be because it's Thursday night, so it'll probably be Amazon Prime. Dolphins Packers is an interesting one to me, and I think it's sneaky good.
That'll be an NBC game.
That'll be an NBC game? Okay. It's sneaky good to me because...
What's sneaky about it? It's just good.
It is good. But it doesn't have the sizzle as Cowboys, and who did I tell you the Cowboys are playing?
It has more sizzle than Cowboys and Giants.
I think it's better than Cowboys and Giants. I don't know that I think it has more sizzle.
Cowboys in the other game.
Well, it's Cowboys and it's the New York market, but the Cowboys always have that sizzle. I'm so interested to see what Green Bay is going to be.
And if it's cold, and the Dolphins perform in a cold weather situation,
going to be Green Bay. Who's the best team in the NFC North? Is it absolutely the Lions?
It is absolutely the Lions.
I think so, right? But
with
Green Bay,
the evolution of Jordan Love nipping at their heels. And excitement because while you have rookie quarterbacks in Caleb Williams and J.J. McCarthy, those are pretty darn good starting places.
Yeah, I want to see the evolution not only of Jordan Love but of those young receivers. Because I think there are three really good ones. I think Christian Watson, if he can stay healthy, is going to be really good. Romeo Doubs is a big play guy, and Jaden Reed just came on because he got time, right, when the other guys were hurt. And it feels like Musgrave was a heck of a tight end for him. And one of the quietest moves in the offseason that I think is going to make a difference, when they decided not to stay with Aaron Jones and they signed Josh Jacobs, I think Josh Jacobs going into his prime. I think he's terrific. Like, I think he's one of he's not that. I don't know, who's the top tier running back after Christian McCaffrey? Who's the best running back in the game?
Saquon Barkley.
When he's healthy,
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry's on the back end. Is Derrick Henry still?
Doesn't matter. I don't care what he is 3 years from now. I care what he's doing this year.
All right. Is he still there? Okay, that's fine. I'm listening. How far back is Josh Jacobs from this when he's healthy?
He's top 5 running back.
Yeah, and they went out and got him, and I think that's going to be to keep him healthy, and I think it's going to be a great move for them. 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. 888-922-0610. Your thoughts on the schedules that came out. JT Toppin spoke. I got one of your interpretations on what does it mean, bigger stage. When JT said, I left UNM because I just want to play on a bigger stage. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Hour.
Brought to you by the Sandoval County.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
No, because you're doing that every Sunday.
You're doing it every Thursday. You're doing it every...
Or whatever date needed.
Yeah, because there's like 3 games here and 2 games here. Whatever. I mean, do what you got to do. Figure it out. Since we're on TV, by the way. Caitlin Clark's WNBA debut. 2.12 million average on ESPN2. So that beat the Bruins-Panthers NFL playoff game on ESPN, which was 1.99 million. And I don't see it compared to the NBA game that was on. And I'm looking for that. But it was one of the most watched WNBA games since 2001. One of the 10 most watched WNBA games ever. But I don't see it in comparison to the NBA game. I'm looking for that. Thanks for sending that along. All right. JT Toppin was at the NBA rookie combine. He did really well. He did really, really well there. He was the only one to put up a double-double. He averaged, 10.5 points, 8.5 rebounds. I mean, he was really, really good. And after his workout or performance or scrimmage or whatever it was yesterday, whatever you call it, he did a media session, and he was asked why you left UNM. Why did you transfer from the University of New Mexico? Quote, I wanted to play on a bigger stage. There's nothing bad against the program. I just want to play on a bigger stage. So, how does that feel, Level Fan? What does that mean? And I did get a text, and I agree with this. Bigger stage is an excuse to get more money. It's not about exposure. Because we've been talking about what does bigger stage mean? You had 17 of your 18 league games were on national television on CBS Sportsnet, CBS, or Fox Sports 1. You had, you played in front of packed houses every night, as you admitted. What is a bigger stage? And I said bigger stage is bigger money. I don't disagree with that text at all. Bigger stage was more NIL. Bigger stage, and is exposure. I'm not going to try to get into his head. I mean, we all heard what he said, and you take it as you wish. Does that mean I want to play in a power league? Yeah, I think that's what it means, because there's more money there. Did more people watch Texas games than New Mexico games? I'm going to guess probably they did, because they're Texas and this is New Mexico. But you had the opportunity to watch as many games of New Mexico as you did Texas. And I just, that's going to be part of what you deal with. But if he gets to the league, JJ, I think Richard Pitino and whoever the coach is here in the future says, look, you can get there from here. Come here and you can get there. And there's plenty of guys who have done it and who've gotten out of this league and who are in the league. And you can point to Paul George, who was at WAC at the time, Kawhi Leonard, and I mean, just go up and down the list. There's plenty of dudes playing in the league. It was just an interesting comment, and you said it stings, and I think probably it stings because it's a little bit of reality, right?
Yeah, if you're just being honest about it, they're Big 12, SEC, Big 10, it's bigger names.
Power conferences. That's all.
Power conferences.
And that's who, look, ESPN talks about them all the time. But even if you watch the game on CBS or Fox, what are they showing you during the halftime show? They're showing you Michigan highlights, right? They're showing you Kentucky. That's what they're showing you. But the text says, it was an excuse to get more money. I don't have any doubt about that. It's more money, not exposure. I don't know what the exact numbers are. I heard he could have made about $400,000 in NIL at New Mexico. $350 to $400,000. It's pretty good money. Then you said, wait a minute, Great Osobor is making $2 million to play at Washington? By the way, what do you think their quarterback, if a transfer forward for their basketball team is making $2 million, what's the quarterback making at Washington? A football program who just played in the national championship. What do you think their quarterback makes? Did you see, I had to hit this, and this is on my list, and I want to hit this with you. There was the defensive back. His name is Cormani McClain. You know who that is?
Dude who transferred from Colorado?
From Colorado to Florida. And, he's the one who kind of talked about Deion and the whole program and said it was a circus and whatever. So he went to Florida. Well, JJ, Florida didn't have any more scholarships. They were at their 85 max. But here's where it doesn't matter anymore. They gave him enough NIL money here. All right, we'll put your tuition on here. So he's a walk-on. Technically, this 5-star cornerback who transferred from Colorado is technically a walk-on, but here's the NIL money. Go cover your. It's where we are, man. Does that mean unlimited scholarships, essentially?
Essentially.
I mean, it kind of does, right? If we're out of scholarships, but you could be a walk-on. But don't worry about it. Here's the $80,000. Go cover it.
But that's also a challenge because are you giving him $160,000? Because I'm not just going there just as a walk-on and you're covering my scholarship and then I get nothing.
It's on top of his NIL money. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm giving you $200,000 or $300,000 or $500,000 or whatever I am for a cornerback, whatever it is. But yeah. Here's an extra, whatever tuition costs. Here's your $80,000, $50,000, whatever the number is. Yes, yeah, it's on top of his NIL money. Kind of crazy, isn't it? But that's where we are, man. It's where the world is. The NIL world is. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in. 888-922-0610. Want your thoughts? We'll get into the Nuggets tonight a little bit. You can hit the NFL schedule. Go anywhere you want with it. What do you like? Is there a particular week you love more than the other? Is there a matchup? And by the way, let's say the NFL when we get back. I want to hit some quarterback questions. And what are these teams going to do in regards to quarterbacks? We'll do that because they're high profile when we come back. International Protective Service continues to do amazing things. They heard you. You asked for their help to protect businesses and homes in Santa Fe, and lots of calls are coming in for service up in Santa Fe. If you live in that area and you're concerned about threats to your property, call IPS. In Albuquerque, police response is still hours, especially for home and business break-ins. In most cases, IPS is there within 7 minutes or less. They install alarms and camera systems. They monitor those cameras 24/7. It raises the level of security around your home and business. You've noticed IPS officers at some local retail outlets, markets, Walmarts, Targets. They're making a difference for them. I noticed them outside my house yesterday. JJ went outside, and there was the IPS officer, Crespin, just right outside, said hello. They come by every day. The presence gives us great peace of mind. Look, your home's supposed to be a place of security. If someone breaks in, it's devastating for that sense of security, and you don't know when it's going to happen. Let IPS keep eyes on your home or business around the clock. 505-897-2420 is the number. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet.
Xander Schauffele's your leader at the PGA Championship first round. He is 5 under after 9. Check out your guy, Tony Finau. JJ's guy, -4 after 6. Jordan Spieth, Doug Ghim, tied for third at -3. A lot of good scores out on the golf course. Tiger Woods +1. And he's in a little bit of trouble again as he is playing on his 9th hole. Opening drive, Jeff Sibbieta and JJ Buck. The NFL schedule came out. JJ, I think there's so many stories as you go into this. And we sit around, we talk quarterback. And then 6 quarterbacks go in the first 12 of the draft. And so that's why you talk quarterback so much. And we look around, who's going to be looking for a quarterback next year, and what are teams going to do, and where's the money? There's a lot of interesting situations as you go through the NFL and where are we going to be with quarterbacks. And you listed a bunch of them here. We're not going to get them all done in this segment. We'll go through a couple of segments on this. Miami's got, they picked up Tua's 5th year option on his rookie contract. So he's got 1 year and $23+ million on this team. Guys who were drafted in the same draft as him: Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts. They all got big deals last offseason. They're all north of $50 million. Is Tua a north of $50 million a year quarterback? Does he have to, I don't know, beat Josh Allen, win a playoff game? Does he? Because I firmly believe they will want to re-sign Tua, assuming things go the way you think they're going to go this year. But are the Dolphins going to want to commit $50+ million a year to him, or is it, hey, here's 40 million, let's move forward, and where's he going to think he is?
This is one that for Tua, he shows he can win that division. He can win you 8 playoff games. He'll get his bag.
So 50+.
Yeah.
He's Jared Goff. He's all
absolutely.
All right. And if not, they finish.
Then Miami kind of comes in and is trying to negotiate a salary that will get him paid, but will not be top 3 in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, they're a wild card team, and they go out in the first round to Buffalo in the playoffs. Then he makes $40 million a year.
Yeah,
I mean,
that really is the difference in these negotiations.
Then he'll be okay. I think there's a number of situations that are like him. Like, I think we got our guy. Dallas is certainly. I think we got our guy, but how much do we pay him? We want to pay him, but he's not one of the top guys, and so I can't pay him like that. Dallas is looking at it, and they could wait till the offseason to extend Dak if he wants to do that, or he could go to free agency. They would have an exclusive negotiating window at the end of the season, but he could just say, no, I want to test free agency. I think as another guy, you win a playoff game, you win your division and win some playoff games, and you're a 50-plus million guy. If not, but you firmly believe even if he doesn't win, somebody else will pay him north of $50 million. Because that could be. There's more. I want to go through some of these because there's some really interesting quarterback situations as we now have the schedule and we hit the schedule. So opening drive, 505-246-0610. Come on in. Jeff, JJ. Happy Thursday. It's a little rainy out there on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Center.
4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hey, look, it's Dwight Goodman.
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom. Boom.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. and Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico
for 5 years running.
It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Good Thursday morning to you. Opening drives on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Channel. Got live sports this morning. PGA Championship is underway, and Rory just hit his tee shot into the water on the 18. Playing the backside first, you got a leader. Xander Schauffele's through 10. He is your leader. Tony Finau, 1 stroke back. Schauffele at 5 under. And Finau at 4 under. Doug Gim and Victor Hovland and Jordan Spieth in a group at -3, 2 strokes back. Opening drive, and the number to get in is 505-246-0610. Tiger Woods has played 9 holes. He is 1 over par. Played the backside first, so he'll play the front now. And you got some guys out there. Brooks Koepka's out there. He was even par. Bryson DeChambeau even was 1 under. He just made birdie. You got guys in the afternoon. Scotty Scheffler will go out this afternoon. Ricky Fowler, Phil Mickelson, a lot of big names in the afternoon as well. So we'll keep you up to date. 505-246-0610. Going through the NFL schedule, JJ, and there's been a lot there, and then we're talking about quarterback situations. And what does Miami and the Cowboys do? Look, there's other interesting situations. I mean, there's teams that have to make decisions this year. Geno Smith is 34 years old. He's the Seahawks quarterback, or he'll be 34 in October. He's signed through next year, and they got Sam Howell in the offseason. How people like his upside. What do they do, right? I think they've got time to decide because they got 2 guys that they're not committed to beyond next year. I think Seattle's in a situation where whoever's got the hot hand probably plays, don't you think?
Well, I don't know how you decide that.
Well, you watch him practice. If somebody starts winning games, somebody wins the job.
It's Geno Smith's job.
Unless Sam Howell takes it from him, unless Geno regresses. Yeah, I think you're right. It's Geno's job, but you brought in Sam Howell. I
think with the understanding that you're not going to extend Geno Smith at any point in the next 2 years.
Probably right. That's probably right. Packers. Jordan Love was really good last year. He's scheduled to earn $11 million. After this year, so he took that 2-year deal, right? It went when Aaron left and he restructured his deal. Probably got paid a little less, but he guaranteed himself some money. You wrote on here that he might join Jared Goff, Tua, Trevor Lawrence, maybe Dak with the big extensions. You think he's a $50 million guy if he has a playoff season?
That's what it's becoming.
Okay.
And really it comes down to how much money you can work in the guarantees and then spread out the rest.
I like him a lot. I guess I need to see more than the second half of the season to convince me.
Well, that's the whole point of that.
Yeah.
If he plays good this season, then a cheap deal's gone.
Yeah, I think, and cheap is $40 million. That's cheap. And then there's the Giants. What do they do? Right? Daniel Jones fully guaranteed $36 million this year. So he's going to be on the roster. But next year it gets interesting because he's scheduled to earn $30 million. And of that $30 million, 23 is guaranteed against injuries. So that means that if Daniel Jones, who has missed games because of injury in all but one of his 5 NFL seasons, and he's currently rehabbing his ACL, if he gets injured in 2024, this coming season, the Giants would be on the hook for $23 million the following season. They're in an interesting situation, man. I mean, at one point, they really liked Daniel Jones. Drew Lock's the guy behind them, right? They got to figure something out. And really figure it out. It's how their quarterback is. All right, 505-246-0610. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Rudy.
Good morning. Hey,
first things first, congratulations to the men's golf team.
Yeah, buddy.
The Lobos are in the NCAA championship again for the second year in a row.
Yeah, they finished 5th at the regional in West Lafayette, Indiana. Top 5 advanced, so they're going to Carlsbad, just north of San Diego, and they'll be in the NCAA championship.
Yep, and that's, Harrington's really done a good job since he came in as golf coach, and he's kept UNM right where they're used to being one of the top programs. And I guess it moves me on to my second topic. I really think that comment from JT came from his agent. I don't think Toppin felt that way at all, but it's a way to justify what you're doing. So, more power to him. If he can make an NBA roster after a freshman year, great. I just don't see it happening. I'm glad he's having a good combine. I just don't know that that's going to get him drafted in the first round, and that's what the whole goal is.
What if he projects as a second-round guy? If he projects, and this is where it's going to be interesting. Because I agree with you, I don't think he's going to be a first-round guy. But what if now they say coming out of this combine, wow, you really grade out, you're going to go early to mid-second round, and that means he could slip out of the draft. But if he's projected, do you think, as a former agent, what would you suggest?
I just think he needs more seasoning and to show that he can expand his game. And I think hitting a couple of three-point shots is great, but that's got to be night after night. And you look at who he's going to have to go up against. I just got to laugh because I don't know if you heard the offhand comment by Anthony Edwards when he was coming off the podium 2 nights ago, but he said, "I'm sick of Aaron Gordon."
I'll bet. Did
you hear that?
No, but he defends all damn night and all damn series and all damn season.
I just thought, that's things that you say on a hot mic when you don't think anybody else is hearing. But yeah, I really am happy for Aaron Gordon because he kind of disappeared for a while, and he's really found his niche, and he is really doing some things. And I think it is over. I don't see Denver losing. I really don't. I just think that they found their stride, and when you get hot like that, you stay hot. And when you got Jokic, you're going to stay hot. I mean, let's just, and Murray moving him off the ball, that was a great move. And I think it just freed him up, and now he can work on scoring. So I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find anybody beat the Denver Nuggets again. I just think they're the best team in pro basketball. They're better than the Celtics.
And maybe got a wake-up. Yeah, maybe got a little bit of a wake-up call going down 0-2. All right, man.
I think so, because they're playing like a team possessed. So I'm going to watch the PGA Championship a little bit today. That's a tough-looking course, isn't it?
It's beautiful, isn't it, though? It looks hard
gorgeous.
as hell. Yeah, but it's gorgeous. Yeah, with all those water features and as plush as it is. And some guys are getting it.
Yeah, Rory's trying to hit it over the waterfalls right now.
Yeah, he just hit it in the middle of the fairway after putting it in the water. Yeah. All right, enjoy the day.
That's great, Rory.
See you.
Take care, guys.
So he doesn't think even with the combine, JT goes. And look, it sounds so like the Tony Snell conversation we had years ago.
Tony Snell had a much clearer path to a role in the NBA as a legit 3-and-D wing player.
Yeah, and he lasted
Toppin doesn't.
Years. Yeah. So what do you think?
Toppin is a good basketball player, but he's stuck between a power forward and small forward, and so his biggest thing is, can he show enough athleticism to defend?
Here's the other thing. Everybody's telling me, and I don't know what next year's draft looks like, but this is a weak draft. Is that a strategy, though? If next year's draft is deeper and you're told, hey, you might be, early to mid-second round guy coming out of this combine, do you factor that in as an agent, as a player?
I think yes, you do. And some of it, too, is just personally, what are you ready to do? Even if you're getting NIL money, do you want to go do that on a college campus another year? Or are you just ready to become a pro somewhere?
Yeah, and if that's the fact, you're just done. I don't want to go to class anymore. I just want to go play basketball and make money, which is fine. I got nothing against that. All right, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. It's really good stuff that you're bringing in, both on the text line and on the emails. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. I want to dive back into a little bit of the hoop and some of the trade rumors around the NBA. Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, as the Nuggets get set to try to close out the Timberwolves tonight. who might be moving where and why and who might not. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Hour.
Get ready to step into the ring of
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. The drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Continues. Xander Schauffele is your leader through 10. He's at -5. Tony Finau -4. Jordan Spieth is in a group at -3 with Doug Gimmons, Stephen Yeager, and Robert McIntyre. Rory was there for a while. He got in trouble, man. He just pumped one in the water and had to hit it over a water feature. And he's at -1 with Brooks Koepka, Shahith Theegala. A number of guys are there. Tiger's +1. He's playing on his 10th. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. All right, so last night in the NBA, Celtics finish off the Cavaliers 113-98. Boston moves on. They'll wait for the Indiana-New York winner in the Eastern Conference Finals. Mavericks win 104-92 in Oklahoma. That series is 3-2. Tonight, the Nuggets try to finish off the Timberwolves. That game is in Minneapolis. But, JJ, I look at what's going to happen, and so much of the conversation, and this is what happens when a team's eliminated, you talk about the team that's out because what's next? The team that wins, all right, they're going to go on and they go to the next series. So what about the team that's out? And for Cleveland, there's a lot of talk. Is their coach J.B. Bickerstaff going to be back, which is astonishing. Schauffele just made another birdie. He's at -6. His lead is 2.
That's supposed to be a major.
You're not supposed to be 6 under after 11. Fair enough. Donovan Mitchell is their young superstar. He's up for a max extension. Every indication is he wants to go to New York, right? Brooklyn's got a lot of cap space. The Knicks are going to put together something. They lost LeBron twice because they figured he would re-sign. He didn't. He went to free agency. They got nothing. I can't see Dan Gilbert, their owner, getting burned again by thinking a superstar is going to love his town as much as he loves his town.
Well, they had no choice with LeBron.
Right. Fair enough. You couldn't just turn around and trade LeBron. I agree with that. But bottom line is they lost him and they got nothing. Twice. I can't see him doing that again. And if Donovan Mitchell says, I don't want to be here long term, you listen to what the Knicks say, the Lakers say, Brooklyn says, whoever it's going to be, San Antonio potentially. Although I can't see him going to San Antonio. That's not where he wants to go. I think Donovan Mitchell wants the bright lights. They've got to trade him, right?
Yeah, if he doesn't want to sign a $200 million extension with Cleveland, then you trade Donovan Mitchell. And I don't think it will be the Knicks. I think
could be the Nets.
Brooklyn would be interesting in that case as they try to figure out what the heck they're going to do. But, Brooklyn's a team that doesn't have a lot of assets because they traded it away a lot when they were trying to get Kevin Durant and James Harden and Ben Simmons and, all those things to try to piece together. So was that a way, though, for them to try to get back on track and make a splash? And there's, I said, plenty of options there will be out there for Donovan Mitchell. And I think that's the biggest question is, does Donovan Mitchell want to be there or not? If not, you have a interesting base with Evan Mobley. Mm-hmm. Does that help you keep Darius Garland? Then if Mitchell moves on and you kind of have that core to build around, because I also think that you don't move on from Bickerstaff right now. That would not make any sense for Cleveland.
I can't even believe it's a conversation, to be honest with you. But you never know what's going on, right? I mean, the Bucks fired Adrian Griffin when he was 30-13 or something crazy like that. So you never know what's going on in the building. But that's one that doesn't make sense. And then the other one, this Trae Young stuff. It sounds like he's going to get traded and Atlanta's going to go do something. And there's a lot of noise about him going to San Antonio and pairing him with Victor Wembanyama. And it's going to be interesting to see how they being San Antonio, how do they build around Victor Wembanyama? And Trae Young there, who, he scores a lot, but he's a good distributor. He interests me as a key piece to put with Victor Wembanyama. I don't know how you think he fits there, but to me it's interesting.
He fits there better than a lot of places because Trae Young is a problem on the basketball court and not in a good way. The dude is going to get shredded. He's a volume shooter that's not great on efficiency. Yeah, he can move the basketball. So if you're looking at what are you supposed to do with a player like that, we'll pair him with what could become one of the best defensive players in the NBA.
Right.
And that's Victor Wembanyama. To try to make up for it on the back end. Because, Trae Young he's in a tough spot. Because he wants to be the focal point. He believes he's that dude, but he's not that dude. Trae Young is not going to be the second best player on an NBA championship team. Because he will be hunted and shredded in the playoffs.
So, but he's a good piece, right? But he's going to be paid as a number 2, don't you think?
The problem.
Right?
As a championship team is not going to involve Trae Young with the contract that he is going to get and want.
So, do you even consider it, or is he just too expensive?
I don't think that's the type of player Pop wants either.
That's really interesting. That'd be something to talk about with Kenny tomorrow, too. Yeah, that's interesting. All right. I'm going to switch over to this college football story. So I gave you this Cormani McClain story. Cormani McClain is the 5-star cornerback, defensive back, who headlined Deion Sanders' first recruiting class. And then he left and he kind of called it a clown show and said that, he needs to go. And Deion said, I pray to God that he goes to a program that challenges him. Unfortunately, we weren't the program that could accomplish that. And it was nice. It was all fun. Florida didn't have a scholarship. But they figured, well, whatever. We're going to pay him. Here's extra NIL money. You're a walk-on. You pay your way. Mean Machine says, where are the snaps going to come from, Jeff? There's still only 11 guys that can be on the court at once. Games are still only 60 minutes long. The coach can't go to the refs and request the game be lengthened to 80 minutes because he has 85 scholarship players, plus all these other guys he brought in on NIL to circumvent scholarship limits and needs to find enough playing time to keep everyone happy. It's from Mean Machine. Coach doesn't care about keeping everyone happy, man. Coach is going to play his best guys because you know what's going to happen next offseason? 30 of those guys to 45 of those guys are going to be in the portal anyway. They're going to leave and they're going to get other NIL deals. So Coach doesn't give a damn. Coach has someone else paying tuition, and he's got another basically scholarship athlete or however many more they're going through this way. Why would you think coaches at this point give a damn about keeping them happy? Basketball's got 13 scholarship athletes. They're playing 7, 8 maybe?
Yeah, that's not one you don't worry about that.
Why do you think they're keeping him happy? David's in on Toppin. Says Toppin's really small for the position he plays in the NBA world. He's athletic, but would need to become more of a wing type, and he didn't really show any of those skills last year. Not saying he doesn't have them, but I would think we would have seen some of those abilities if they were there. He dominated around the basket, however, at 6'8", that's not going to happen in the NBA world or even in the G League. He had a great week at the Combine. That's great. However, remember, he's playing against other prospects, not guys that are in the league. The scouts are watching to see how a player will fit in and help their team, not necessarily how they compare to other prospects, most who will not get drafted. If a team is interested, they'll bring him in for a private workout against guys that'll show them what he can or can't do. UNM was the perfect place for him this year, since he was able to start and play on a good stage. No problem that he wants to get to a bigger stage. But he better be careful where he goes, because the same type of guys that were recruited over him will be there, and more 4- and 5-star recruits will be coming. It's from David. It's kind of what you're saying. I mean, almost exactly.
Well, the last part is kind of like whatever. If they bring me in and give me $700,000, could care less who they recruit at that point in time and go play.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just transitioning to the NBA. Toppin is a tweener, but not one of the tweeners that it's not like, oh, is he a shooting guard or a wing? No, it's a power forward or a small forward. Like you can't live in between in the NBA.
Terry's in on the text line, 505-246-0610. Exposure. We're talking about what JT said. He said, I want to play on a bigger stage. Terry says, exposure can mean how many NBA scouts come to watch your game in person. Big 12 games sometimes had 20-plus scouts at a game due to both teams having prospects. He said, sad, I heard DC on that news station. Wish he was still with you guys. Yeah, DC's good people. Yeah, there's probably, but look, man, if a scout wants to go see a player, you get scouts at global games too. You get scouts when they're in San Diego or when they're in Fresno or when they're in Vegas. You get scouts there too in this league. JJ's point's not wrong, man. If you can play, they will find. If you will call, or if you can call, we will find. Howard, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal.
Good morning, guys. I haven't called in much lately, but I listen religiously, and all I've heard There's a lot of sour grapes about JT Toppin hitting the transfer portal, and then a little criticism of his size and, how he's going to fit in. Somebody needs to take a look at the starting lineup the New York Knickerbockers are throwing out there in the Eastern Conference semifinals. I think you got, there's always a way to fit in. And, and I'm wishing him luck. I hope the NBA is a potential landing spot for him, and I hope he has a bright career. But him leaving to wherever he may go, that's a personal decision to improve his own life. And don't we owe it to ourselves to improve our own lives?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody's mad at him. I think people are bummed at the situation and bummed that he left. I don't think anybody's mad at him for leaving. I don't think. I could be wrong.
Well, I sure wish he'd have stayed, but I think Richard Pitino is a good coach. I think he'll take what he got in the portal, and also I believe he signed a talented high school senior. So, I'm still very optimistic about Lobo basketball, and wherever JT Toppin goes, I'll do like I did with Tony Snell. I'll follow the box scores or try to watch them.
That's right.
You guys have a good day.
See you. I mean, you think I'm wrong? Exactly where Howard is. I wish he would have stayed, but I'm not mad at the young man for taking the opportunities. I think that's where most people are. I think people are bummed that that New Mexico is in that position. But I'm going to tell you, everybody is, man. People transferred out of Kentucky, and people transfer out of UCLA, and people transfer out of North Carolina too.
Yeah, to me, there's obviously always going to be some sour grapes with situations like this with fans. But having a legit conversation about JT Toppin's ability to be an NBA player and nitpicking his game is what is happening at the combine. That's why he's at the NBA combine, teams are doing. Yeah. That's different as opposed to knowing that JT Toppin is going to be a very good college player. But I do think that there's right now questions about how he fits in because, to Howard's point, is like, look at the height. Josh Hart is in a different world athletically than JT Toppin. Like, he's a wing. And that's the biggest question is, can JT stay with guys like that at the next level?
David said exposure can sometimes lead to exposed. That's truth. They can. Look, man, everything's got a good side and a bad side to it. Yeah. 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. Your thoughts on what JT had to say. And does he go to the NBA, do you think? I mean, after coming off of the combine that he had. Is he going to college or going to the NBA next time you see him play? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Hour.
Get ready to step it.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
With cell service. Download the KNML app in the Google Play or iTunes App Store. Just search KNML.
Still Xander Schauffele at the top of the leaderboard, round 1. PGA Championship at Valhalla. 6 under after 12. Tony Finau's at 4 under. He's through 7. A group, no, it's only Robert McIntyre at -3, so that's 3 strokes back, and then a big group at -2. Includes Jordan Spieth and Victor Hovland and Cameron Smith and Hideki Matsuyama, a bunch of dudes there. So Tiger +1, and he's got a par putt on his 11th hole. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, 505-246-0610. Tony, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Tony. Tony.
Yeah. Hey, my comment is that I hope he goes to the NBA, Toppin.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I want to hear that at the end, J.D. Toppin from the University of New Mexico.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear J.D. Toppin from the University of Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think that's.
So I'm excited for him. Yeah. I understand why he left. The comment yesterday, kids.
Well.
So I'm totally thrilled for him.
You're right. No,
wish he would have stayed. He didn't, but I want to hear next year that J.D. Toppin from the University of New Mexico.
Fair enough. Thanks, man. I appreciate the call. I think that's where most people are, JJ. I think, people are like, wish he would have stayed. Totally understand why he didn't. But now that there's a chance that he goes to the NBA, I think people want to hear, and it forward from New Mexico, JT Top, right? I think that's what people want to hear. I think there's a part of that, and I totally get that. I was wondering, is that almost going to be a thing of the past with the transfer portal? Like guys on Monday Night Football, they do, and here's the starting lineup, and guys are going to have 3 schools each. Is that, do you just do your last one? Do you just do your high school? Or
the one you like the most?
I guess. Whichever one you identify with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's almost like there was a pride of that. Because now everybody can go, well, he played here, and then he went to Texas, then he went to North Carolina, and then he went to Kansas Junior College. Former Lobo. But it is. If you miss the comments, and people are like, the comments, he spoke for the first time, and he didn't say anything bad. JT was asked after the combine yesterday, why did you leave New Mexico? He said, I want to play on a bigger stage. There's nothing bad against the program. I just wanted to play on a bigger stage. I know it stings, but reality in some respects is real. Jack says Bernie Toppin, Jeff, if he goes to Texas, for example, he'll be playing midweek games, 9 p.m. Eastern, post time on ESPN and ESPN2. That's a lot more exposure than 10:30 or 11 on FS1 or CBS Sports. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
But I think we're getting wrapped up in the wrong exposure of this. Like, if you are a talented basketball player with traits to the next level, it doesn't matter where you play.
In regards to getting to the next level.
Yes.
I think that's right. So you think that's what he means by bigger stage? He didn't say exposure. We're all translating that to exposure. He said bigger stage.
Just the brighter lights of a
Is
bigger
the
conference.
Big 12 a bigger stage than the Mountain West? It is. As good of a year as the Mountain West had. Reality is what it is. And he's not wrong. 9 o'clock Eastern on ESPN has more eyeballs than 10:30 Eastern on FS1 or CBS Sports, or 11 o'clock Eastern against Boise State or against San Jose State. It just does. And I think everybody understands that. All right. Anything else from y'all that I missed? How many subscriptions do I have? No. Exposure can mean. Yeah, I already gave you that. All right. On the Nuggets, Richard says, Jeff, do they wrap things up tonight or Sunday is winner take all at McNichols Arena? I think they wrap it up tonight, but I'm not nearly as convinced as the world is that this thing's over. People are telling me, oh, it's over. Man, what y'all told me a week ago after the Nuggets lost the first two at home, it was over. And it sure as hell wasn't. I like the Nuggets tonight. In fact, what do you think the spread is tonight?
Minnesota 2.5.
You already saw it? Did you see it?
No.
It's Minnesota 2.5. Okay. You think I'd love to see the prop bets on Anthony Edwards tonight. You say he goes for 50, so whatever it is, you're betting the over.
I think he has that kind of night tonight.
Because he needs to. Because he needs to keep his team alive. Yeah, I know he may have one of those. All right, if you want to get in on the stuff last night, Celtics beat the Cavs 113-98. Close out the Cavaliers. Celtics move on. Jason Tatum 25 and 10. Al Horford 22 and 15. So they'll get some rest. Next time we see them, we see Porzingis. Maybe, as they wait for the winner of the Pacers or the Knicks. Yeah, we'll see.
When they announce the starting lineups, we'll find out.
Yeah. And then the Mavs went into Oklahoma City and beat the Thunder 104-92. Dude, Luka was so good last night. And when he is that guy, I don't want to say he's in the argument for best player in the world, but he's probably
he is.
He's in an argument for best player in the world, but he's just not that guy.
Nikola Jokic just not as tall.
He's not as consistent. Dude, he's 7 feet tall. Isn't Luka 7 feet tall?
No.
Who do they list him?
Luka's tall, but I mean, like, he's not. He's Jokic. Like, he has that kind of impact on a basketball game. Both don't really play defense.
I thought he was way taller.
No,
he's listed at
not
6'7". All right, I was way off. All right, way off.
You'd notice because he was 7 feet.
Yeah, I thought he was like 6'10", 7 feet, something like that. All right, 6'7". I was way off. He's just not as consistent, right? He's not as consistently, but during the season he was.
I got some numbers for you.
Go ahead.
You want to talk about consistency?
Yeah, hit me.
Most points, rebounds, assists per game since the merger.
In playoffs or
playoffs? Most
Is it
playoff. Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
More than Nikola Jokic, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James.
All right, that's pretty damn good. All right, so again, where's he in the conversation? You're starting a franchise. You get one dude in the league. You get first pick. Who you take?
He's top 5. I think it's you're talking Edwards, Jokic, Doncic, Giannis,
Victor
Wembanyama.
Yeah. So those are your 5. Those were 5, right? Yeah. Jokic,
no hesitation.
Doncic, Wembanyama, Giannis, and Edwards. By the way, is only one of them American-born? Is Edwards a Canadian?
I don't know if any of them are American.
I don't think any of them are, right? Edwards is Canadian, is he not? Isn't that amazing?
They're taking our game away from us, Jeff.
They've already taken your game from you. Whoever they happen to be. Like whoever those people are. Doncic.
Edwards is he's born in Atlanta.
Oh, he was. Okay. All right. So
went to UGA.
Yeah, I knew he went to Georgia, but okay, so you got one. Feel better about it? You're starting to take your game back? I mean, I don't even know who else would be on the list at this point.
of.
Yeah, those are your 5. Man. Who would I start a franchise with? Rank them. That's hard. Jokic. It's got to be Jokic. He's in his prime. I'd go Jokic, Doncic, Giannis, Wemby. And, well, God, I don't even know how. That's not right either. Jokic has to be one. Jokic, Edwards, Wemby, Giannis. I mean, there's not a really wrong answer. It's just pretty damn good.
It's pretty good.
No, and that's the point is.
That's just the 5 right off the bat, and then you can start talking about, what about Shai Gilgeous?
Yep.
Alexander. How do you feel about Jason Tatum? What do you think of him? Can he be the 1A superstar?
What about Joel Embiid? What about Joel Embiid? What about I mean, there's guys. I think what it shows you is what I talked about the other day. The league is in a fine place, and people are, well, what happens when Curry and LeBron retire and the game? You're fine, dude. When Bird and Magic stepped away, you were fine. When Jordan stepped away, you were fine. When Kobe stepped away, you were fine. There's a new crop of studs that have stepped up, and the NBA is fine. And that's what it shows you. I'll wrap it up. Everything you got to know. I'll get you an update on the leaderboard.
Do you want to know, just real quick?
Yeah.
We're having this top 5 conversation, right?
Yeah.
Of what the top 5 in terms of an estimate and the number of wins a player contributes. So the top 5 win shares in the NBA this season, and how kind of closely it is to the list we just said.
Not even sure I understand that, but go ahead.
So like if you had this player equals like by themselves.
How do they measure something?
How do they measure anything?
Well, I mean,
Jeff?
like
it's like bridges. How do they work? There's formulas.
Whoa.
You put formulas together to
how do bridges
estimate
work,
a player's value.
Yeah, all right.
So number 1 is Nikola Jokic.
All right.
Number 2 this year is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
So this is like basketball's war?
Yes.
Okay.
Number 3 was Giannis.
Yep.
Number 4 is DeMonte Sabonis.
Pretty good.
And number 5 was Luka.
All right, so there's your rankings. I guess.
So we're pretty close on players who start a franchise.
Yeah. All right. We'll wrap it up when we come back. You still have time to get in. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Hour.
This is Boomer Esiason.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Got 29 guys under par with 78 on the golf course. What is that? A little more than a third of the field under par. Your leader is Xander Schauffele, the former Aztec, -7 through 13. Robert McIntyre and Tony Finau at -4. 3 strokes behind Xander. Jordan Spieth and Luke Donald. No, just Jordan Spieth and Taylor Moore at -3, and then a group at -2. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. What are people going to be talking about as you go through the day? They'll be talking about that, the PGA Championship. They'll be talking about the NFL schedule, which was released yesterday, which many of you sat and watched the whole show, and God bless you if you did. You got 9 playoff rematches, and you've got 8 different places to watch the game, whether it's Netflix or Peacock or ESPN Plus. They're all over the place. But people will be talking about that. They're going to be talking about the WNBA numbers, 2.1 million to watch Caitlin Clark's WNBA debut 2 nights ago, the most watched WNBA game since 2001. Celtics beat the Cavs last night, 113-98. Close out Cleveland. Boston moves on to the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Mavericks win in Oklahoma City, beat the Thunder 104-92. That series is 3-2, and it'll head back to Texas tonight. You get the Chicky Nuggets there in Minnesota trying to close out the Wolves. Avalanche last night win in Dallas. They beat the Stars 5-3, force a Game 6 back in Colorado, and Lobo Golf advances to the NCAA championship. They finished 5th in their region down out in Indiana. All right, let's go. 505-246-0610. Travis, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Travis.
Good morning, fella.
What's happening?
Listen, happy Friday Eve.
That's Thursday. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, listen, you got to celebrate it when you can.
Damn right.
Listen, just real quick on every time I hear Rudy, and I like Rudy a lot, and I have a lot of respect for what he does for UNM athletics. But every time I hear him talk about JT Toppin, it just sounds like sour grapes. And we all have hurt feelings about what happened, him leaving, the way it went down. There's not a Lobo fan in New Mexico that doesn't have a broken heart. But the simple fact is every single Lobo fan should be rooting for that kid to make an NBA roster, next year. For one simple fact, whenever they announce him, the university that they're going to say is which one.
Well, if he makes it next year, it'll be the University of New Mexico.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Have a good day, guys.
See you. I think that's right. If he goes in now, and I think that's why a lot of people are hoping he goes in now. Fred, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Fred.
Let's hope Toppin makes it this year, but that's not what I'm calling.
Yeah.
Hey, two things. I just want good luck to the Lobos. I heard that they're starting the same 3 guys that they started now for the last 6 games. And they've all pitched really well, so good luck to them. And then I told JJ, we didn't talk about it much, but congratulations to the Rockies. I don't know, no one's talked about the Rockies, but I don't know if JJ even knows if they've ever swept 2 teams in a row, but they beat the Giants, first of all, for 1 game. Then they swept the Rangers. They swept the Padres. And so they won 7 in a row. I mean, they're pitching unbelievable. And so congratulations to the Rockies. At least they're not as bad as we thought they were. So, and that's all I was calling about, because no one ever talks about the poor Rockies.
That's good, Fred. Appreciate you, and thank you. So the Rockies win last night 8-0, JJ.
They're still the poor Rockies.
And so there's 7 wins in a row. If they win tonight and make it 8, that will be half of their wins on the season. Will be in this winning streak. They've still won 15 games. They're 15-28, so they're 13 games under 500, and they're 13 games back. But that said, JJ, to his point, they're pitching last night and they're in San Diego, but they swept the Rangers at home. So in Coors Field, and go back to that Giants game that he talked about where they started the win streak, they've given up, starting with the Giants, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 3, and 0 runs in those 7 games. So that's 6, 7, 14 runs in 7 games. They're giving up an average of 2 runs a game. Where the hell did that come from?
No idea.
I mean, for a team whose run differential was disgusting, and still, by the way, their run differential is minus 55, which is the 2nd worst in the big leagues. No, 3rd worst in the big leagues. Boy, the Marlins are minus 87. That means the other team has scored 87 runs more. And who else did I see that was worse than that? Minus 87, the White Sox. All right, so worse than the national in their division. Where did that come from? Because, JJ, they were horrible. They were like 9, 8, 9, 12 runs a night. And all of a sudden, the last time, and ride it. I mean, do whatever it is that you're doing and enjoy it and ride this thing. But last night, Austin Gomber allowed just 2 hits in 6 innings. Benton Doyle and Jordan Beck each hit home runs. They went 8-0 in San Diego. They just swept the Padres after sweeping the defending World Series champs after beating the Giants once. Now, granted, they had lost $1 million. Did you realize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? They had lost 9 out of 10 before this 7-game win streak.
Wild.
It is wild.
It's the length of the baseball season that you can do something like this, and it doesn't matter.
And it just gets lost because you've won 7 in a row and you're still 13 games back. Yeah, it's insane. Your guy, Tony Finau, just made birdie. 2nd place all alone. We got an Aztec sitting at the top of the leaderboard in Xander Schauffele. Yeah, it's good stuff. By the way, the Lobo men's golf team, do not sleep on what they did either. Finishing 5th and getting back to the NCAA tournament with a new coach this year. They're really good. And we'll see what kind of noise that they're able to make. But they earned their 44th overall appearance in the championship. Top 5 finish at the regional West Lafayette. 1 over in the final round. They finished 5th, 2 under, and the top 5 move on. So this is a good team. Jake Harrington's a first-year coach, and they move on with Vanderbilt, Purdue, Florida, and Arizona. 6th place was San Diego State. But it's not like they were right on their tails. I mean, they beat them by a few strokes. They missed the cut at last year's NCAA championship. They finished 25th. So there'll be a field of 30 that'll play the first 3 rounds, May 24th through the 26th. And after that first 3 rounds, the top 15 teams make the cut, and the final round of stroke play is the 27th. So there'll be a cut after 3 rounds, another cut after 4, and then they take the top 8 teams from that, and they advance to match play and crown national champion. And it's really kind of fun when they go to match play. So good on you, Global Men's Golf. Good stuff today. Really good phone calls, really good contributions. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is here at 4 o'clock, and then you get Isotopes and Sugarland. They'll be here, and we're back tomorrow morning with award-winning radio starting at 7. Adrian looks great on the visual side. Big day for you, huh?
Huge day.
Good luck and enjoy it. Be good to each other, please, boys and girls. Be kind and loving and caring and sharing, and we'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife, and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.